Hi, I'm Hattie Wheeler, and I'm a marketing communications major, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Maarten Lens-Fitzgerald, co-founder of Layar.
Good morning for the last 50 minutes of it today. Happy to be here. Before I start, so I'm Maarten Lens-Fitzgerald. I'm one of the founders of Layar, the world's largest augmented reality and interactive print platform. And I'll be talking to you about how to make money with augmented reality and publishing. But I have 3 observations before I start. A year ago, before I got off the boat from Amsterdam and arrived in New York to start the US business, we were already present, but we really wanted to be present physically here as well. I sent a couple emails to people, and one of them was to Mr. Husney. Said, hey, would you like to do some coffee? I'd like to get to know you, understand the industry. And he was kind enough to invite me to come here speak last year at the experience. And that was amazing for me, and I'm really thankful for him for doing that, because it really gave me an opportunity to get to know a lot of you people, but also get to know the industry, which I think is even more like what everybody is together. And not just that New York angle, but that whole other angle of all those other magazines that are also made away from Manhattan. So very thankful for that. The second one is that what I really like about it is that this is one experience. So over the last year, I've done a lot of events, been part of it, spoke at them, but they're always multi-tracked, it's thrown at you. This is just one experience, and we have that together. And I think that's very important, also for the industry. Because one of the biggest things that I learned as a digital technology guy entering into this business is that there's this big meme of print is dead, et cetera, et cetera. And actually it was Bob Sachs who showed me that there is something else. There's good information, arguments out there to counter that meme. They're just, everybody's talking about it. But we as an industry, I think we have enough ammunition to counter that. And over the last year, I'm really seeing this counter narrative starting to emerge. Things like over 90% of our revenue is print-based, like what the Condé Nast Emeritus are saying. Things like that. And I think that's very important. And a shared experience is also helpful for that. The third observation before I start is that last year when I spoke here, and when I speak to a lot of people, everything I share is very new to people. Interactive print, augmented reality, connected things, it's all very new. This morning, if I hear John from Nellie Moser talk and give his overview of what is possible, what people do, when I see Digimark, I really see that this industry, my category, if you will, of interactive print, is really growing, maturing. It's less than 2 years ago I came to New York for the first time, and I actually met the interactive print director of Condé Nast for the first time then, and it was her first week. And I was so happy because we just decided to go into the industry and call it interactive print. It didn't exist yet. And she, as Condé Nast, of course, acknowledged our choice for that. So that was really nice. And so now, let me click this away, because I don't want to go online. Let me share you my insight of basically what I learned the last year here in the US and with my industry. And in short, augmented reality and making interactive print is not a path for every publisher. It's something you need to choose and really be ready for. And it comes down to kind of almost what kind of person you are as a publisher. Are you somebody who says, well, if only I had more time, I'd be on time. I'd be here at 8 in the morning. If only I had more luck, I'd do that project much more better. If my laptop didn't crash, I would do that presentation. If my boss would give me more budget, I'd do it better. So are you that kind of person? Or are you a despite person? So despite the fact that I was at the grocery till 4 a.m., I'm here today. Despite the fact that we didn't have money, I created the best project ever. Despite the fact that we had no resources, we got the best results anyway. Despite the fact that my hair is on fire. So what kind of person are you? So this is what we see here within our industry of augmented reality and also within publishing. So despite the changes in publishing, the transition it's going through with all this new stuff, we, with augmented reality and interactive print at Layar, see that there's a humongous boom coming, a lot of possibility that actually does not impact the current print business. No, it enhances it. And this is what I'll be sharing about. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the maverick publishers who create their own opportunities and are able to find this young technology and use it to their own advantage. Find a path for it in their own products for their own audiences. Because it doesn't come easy always. So about augmented reality, it's actually not that old, but still it's pretty old. 1968, Ivan Sutherland created the first heads-up display, which was the first form of it. Most people know it through the films, the Terminator films, where he can actually see and recognize everybody. And actually, now it's becoming part of our lives. Recently, I was at a World Economic Forum event, and one of the themes that emerged during the days of discussion is that the future of online is actually offline. Because everything is in that box, but now that you can actually, through Nest, which is a thermostat that connects to the internet, that now I can control my house in Amsterdam right here from my phone, the temperature. Or my fuel band that connects to my phone again, so I can see how many steps I'm doing every day, so I'm more conscious of how fit I am. Or Google Glass that can show me things while I'm talking to you without it being interrupted. Or things even like ShopKick, which shows that when you're walking near a store, it says, hey, you're near the Old Navy, you want to come in, we'll give you a $10 discount. Those kind of technologies are all connecting the digital world back into the real world. And I think that's a big theme coming up. Digimarc referred to it a little bit. But that is what this is part of. And one of the biggest things in this physical world is publishing, is paper, is print. You have such an amazing presence there, such an amazing power there. So that's what I'm talking about. So Layar, in short, has a short video that will explain it all. So Layar is a technology that connects the digital world with the printed world. And core thing that we learned when we started out on this journey 2 years ago for the publishers is that it has to be very easy, because there's enough distractions already. So what we did is we created the Layar Creator, which you hardly see here because of the projector, I'm sorry for that. But this is a web page, and what you have basically is that you upload a PDF, you select the page you want to work on, you drag and drop the media on there, you press save, and then it's made interactive. You tell your readers about it with an icon or with a text, whatever it is, that there's something on there that they can use your app with our technology embedded, or you use our own app, which a lot of people have, to scan it and experience the content. And within a minute, you can create augmented reality with our platform. Like I said, it's really easy for the consumer. They just use either the Layar app or your app, and they scan the content once they're triggered to do so. And if they see valuable content that you provide, a valuable experience, then they'll be happy, in short, and they'll do it again. Layar in the US has 10 million downloads, so over 10 million people here in the US have downloaded the Layar app. It's either on Android or iOS, phones, tablets. Globally, because we're a global company, 35 million have already downloaded the Layar app. That's why we're one of the biggest. And over 65,000 publishers, marketeers, educators are using our do-it-yourself platform to create augmented reality on their posters, on their business card, on their magazines, brochures, packaging, everything is being enriched. we work with, I love that everybody, by the way, has this slide. So we have one as well. We work with and have been in a lot of magazines. I'll share with you a couple later. Yeah, what can I say? Basically everybody, as in magazines or the publishers. We also work with a lot of printers, which I'll get into later, who use our services to help their clients because they already have the PDF, of course. But really, it's going nice. And for me, this is a great totem almost of a year of work in the US. So yesterday we were talking about the marriage. Well, I really think that Layar might, have a little stake in that, be it the ring, be it the church, be it the altar, of marrying the both. Because that is really what we're all about. So how does it work then? What do you do? And what is the formula? Well, if you zoom out a little, your magazine is all about desire, its content, its ads. And if you add instructions and call to actions, then you have your mobile AR, your mobile augmented reality on top of it. You can show videos. You can go to sites, slideshows, web pages, Twitter, all those kind of modern multimedia that you're used to on your computer, you can do on top of the page. But the real value comes then after that, and that is the action, because they see that message. They read that article or that extra material you provide. You get that like for yourself, for your advertiser. People are able to buy the boots that they see and read about and are inspired about. They can now act on it within that 1 yard space and within those maybe 1 hour that they're spending time with their magazine, where they have Wi-Fi, where they're sitting on the couch. That's when you have a moment you can actually close the deal with this technology. So let's go to some examples here. What did we learn and how can you make money? Inc. magazine has been using us. They're a do-it-yourself customer, meaning that they do everything themselves. They found our technology. I went by once just to give it a little bit of a face, but they said, great, we're going to do it. So every month they go to our site, the Layar Creator, upload the content and add videos. What they do is that they have 6 pages roughly every issue that have editorial videos on there. So the entrepreneurs, whatever it is that they have interviewed or written about, they have extra material and they provide that. And what they do on a commercial setting, and what they've done is they have sponsored this. So you can't really see it, unfortunately. But this is their call to action and instruction at the beginning of the magazine. And here you see a little bit of what's left of the Chase sponsoring logo. And they basically bought that branding there. So it's enabled by Chase. As well as up here, and I think the video will start now, you see the first screen of the video that is shown in augmented reality, which also has a Chase branding in it. So they do sponsored content and as well as editorial stuff. Another example is actually from Canada. This is over a year old, and we never thought about it, but local newspapers, which is of course different than magazines, but local newspapers are really doing well because they're a unique proposition, and they don't really, the local flower shop ad is not able to go to, or a person is not able to advertise in Google or whatever, but they can do that in the local paper. So it's a really viable business, why Warren Buffett and others are investing in it. Anyway, the Glacier Media Group decided, they found us, they saw one of my people talk, and they said, we're going to do this. So they trained almost 100 people in 2 weeks. That was editors, operational people, salespeople. And they said, we're going to roll this out. They with the salespeople, they taught them how to do their own demos. So these are small ads. And, local newspapers are about high volume, low cost ads. So they do a lot of ads, a lot of sales. And what they did is basically, the ads people had it in their bonus scheme, so they were rewarded if they were good at it. They were able to do their own demos, and what they found is actually when an advertiser sees an old ad done up with a augmented reality video button or anything, they would buy the upsell. And it's really working well. Let me show some examples. So this is a restaurant, or as much as you can see about it, and in short, they put a simple slideshow of different meals, book a table button, and some social media buttons on there. So if you scan it, this is what you would see. Very simple, very straightforward. This is where you get your low cost, your simple execution. And they sell this for $99 extra, this opportunity. Another example here is real estate. And in short, you can have a call now button to really have people directly act on that ad, visit the website, and you actually look at the videos of the houses and get into that. So what they did is they also had their own sales material they had, that they provided to their customers, their advertisers, so they understood what it was, they could experience it, and this is how they really integrated it well into their whole process. Just to give you a short overview of what the business model looks like in their case. So they have a number of unique ads a year, say it's 500,000. Say 25% of those will be upsold, will be made interactive by their sales team, because of course they're good, you'll do a good job in integrating into the bonus scheme, so 25% will at least be augmented. So the number of interactive ads is 125,000. Say the upsell amount is $100, again this is in their market, so it's very different than magazines. Potentially there you already have $12.5 million revenue. So of course you have cost. Well, you need Layar page credits. With Layar you pay by page. Our base price is $20 per page. It goes down the more you buy. So say you buy a lot of page credits, in this case 25,000. You make a deal with us for $12 a page. So your cost is $1.5 million. You still are left with 11 million then. And so if you have a lot of properties, it's as simple as this. And this is, again, the mavericks who are doing it and who are making it work for them. And they taught us this. Jeff Jarvis recently, a pundit more in the newspaper industry, I guess, Mr. Samir, or Dr. Samir in another industry, he recently tweeted the Glacier Media CEO saying that they were going to do 7.5 million revenue extra because of this ad upsell. Another example here, printing impressions. NAPCO recently started doing a lot of Layar over several magazines. I think actually somebody's father is on the cover here. I don't know if he's still here. And basically they're doing ad upsells. And one of the things, oh, and sorry, before I go on, they really did a great job in telling people how it works in their magazine, in the front of the magazine, and do a good instruction page, because that is also very important. And one of the things they found out, this is one of the ads from Canon. Canon didn't advertise with them for a long time, and because of the interactive print, the AR pitch that they did, that's why they came back. So it helps you get your advertisers back because you're doing something special. Crystal Light, Condé Nast, that was a cross-book execution. They upsold an ad with augmented reality. It was black and white in print, in Self, Glamour, Vogue, a lot of magazines. And then when you scan it, you had a whole interactive experience where you could get more information and get a more feeling for the colorful Crystal Light products. Literally also just a good example of an ad upsell. 17, I think, is the magazine of the day, because, hey, here it is again. They recently started using Layar technology in their 17 Shopping Insider app. And for us, also a great example of one of the largest executions we saw, with over 220 pages made interactive. Unfortunately, I can't share all the numbers. They did it once now. They're about to do it again. So once that gets going, I hopefully will able to persuade them to share. But I can tell you, the kids love it. They really are doing this a lot. What is public, actually, is that because they don't do it every issue, and yet every page in that one issue is enhanced, we saw in the comments of the app, what happened? Why isn't it working this issue? We're missing it. So they're actually giving feedback that they're missing it. So that's really, for us, a great thing to see here in the US, like how well it's picking up. And Nellie Moser did the execution, and or did the production and the design and the sell. And what they did is, instead of putting all kinds of buttons everywhere, they just have one simple button here in the middle, and that opens up into a flip book in the app where the readers can choose which product they like and put it into their wish list. You can't sell to them because it's a teenage audience, so you put it in the wish list. So you have a lot of extra experience with the product, and again, the kids are doing it. The commercial aspect here is that of those 220 pages, say, I think it was 6 or 8 of them really had a deal. This is JCPenney. So if you scan it, you could unlock a deal with JCPenney and get a coupon. This is where they made their money and how they sold and enabled all those pages, got the cost, of course, covered and more to do this project. Dwell and Aha Life, what they did is they had a catalog almost together with Aha Life, an online luxury goods company. And basically, you scan the magazine, you see a buy button on top of the printed the products in print, and you can buy it straight on your mobile. They sold a rug of one rug even of $3,000 through that mobile channel. I was so amazed that you can do that kind of turnover, I mean, on one product, on your small mobile. Really, really great execution. So commerce is one way to earn money. And of course, you get a rev share deal, and that's how you can make that work for you. And man, this is hardly seeable. Partners and services is the last way to make money with this. And mostly the printers are doing it. And again, Nellie Moser is a prime example of that, is that they make their money doing the production services, the design services for the publishers, creating those extra experiences. And those service hours, those technology hours, if you will, that is what their income is. And so specifically for printers, this is a great way to offer an extra service to their customers. R.R. Donnelley is doing it, Fry Communication is doing it, and actually one of the interesting things is USPS is providing a 2% discount. Has been doing it for the last month, still doing it. A 2% discount if you do augmented reality in your mailing. So say you're paying them $2,000 for your mailing, you get 2% off if you just do one page. And specifically printers are using this to get their clients to help them get more discount on their products, because mostly they also do the mailing. But anyway, you can earn more money with augmented reality by doing the services, by selling the services to the advertisers or to the publishers if you're a printer. So in short, summing up, the formula is about combining your desire and mobile augmented reality opportunities and creating action, because that's where the money is. Action to see, action to buy, etc. And you do it either with an ad upsell from $100 if you're small ads, or thousands of dollars depending on how big you are. You can do content sponsoring, or more advanced, you can integrate with your e-commerce opportunities and investments that you're already doing. A great example of that, of course, is Meredith and Rodale. They have a great opportunity of combining their e-commerce activities with their print power. And once they do that, I think they have such a great revenue stream. And like I said, not just this is really what helped you get more money. It's also your returning advertisers, the morale boost. Literally in Canada, we saw salespeople who weren't able to sell digital because it wasn't just their thing. They were able to sell interactive print. So literally we provided almost a means for them to stay on in the business and get a good result. And of course, for a lot of companies, it's an image upgrade. And in the end, it really helps sell more ad pages. I think it comes down to that. That's one of my personal lessons here that I take away, is that it's always about that, because that's at its core. And this is what helps. Again, Layar is the largest, with 10 million here in the US installed, 35 million worldwide. And you can get also our technology in your own app. We're the easiest. Only in 60 seconds you can enhance using us. We're budget friendly, $20 a page, no startup fees. We're versatile, robust. Yeah, very easy. So if you're the right stuff, I really invite you to go to layar.com, sign up. Talk to John if you really want some good stuff, advanced stuff. He'll definitely help you. And I thank you.
Thank you. We have time for one question? Otherwise, people will be blaming Lisa and her team for delaying the launch and the departure at like 12:58. Go ahead.
I hadn't heard about the post office discount. When did that go into effect, and how did that deal get done? Did you guys do it, or?
It's all themselves. It's the wonderful world of U.S. government that I encountered for the first time. Somebody told me about it. I went online. It's if you Google USPS augmented reality discount, you'll find it. I reached out to them to say, hey, why don't you guys advise all your clients about us? We definitely appreciate that. They're not possible, unfortunately, for them to do that because they're a government agency. But it's like this enhances print, so it really strengthens their own product without really doing anything else but that. So that's why they do it.
And you had a question. Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering what inspired you to kind of start this augmented reality?
Oh, great question. For me, it started late 80s, early 90s, reading cyberpunk novels and looking into the early future, which is happening today, but then I did that back then. And 5 years ago, I said to my business partner, you know what? I think we should make an app, and instead of pages in a browser, it'll be a browser for the world, and you could have layers, and everybody could have their own layer of reality in there. And yeah, 5 years later, I'm here. We have a lot of investments.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.